Hello friends, it is that time again with that Erickson, and today we are continuing our class reviews for Middle-earth Shadow of War Mobile, and we are moving on to the second class, my personal favorite class, which is the Ranger class, the support class. I enjoy this class. I feel like all the characters are super fun. I think they all have something to bring to the table. We're going to jump right in and look at Ratbag here. We're having him at max level, so your stats and your skills are going to vary. But as you can see, he's a support character. His maxed out power is a little over 10,000, 10,013. He is an orc, he is Mordor, and he is a manipulator. So let's just jump right in and look at his first skill called Catch. Tosses a hive of Moragai flies at a target area, and for the next 5 seconds, enemies in the area will be dealt 319 damage every half second, and have their armor and ability defense reduced by 949. So this looks like a your typical, it's like a melee debuff support. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about the melee supports. Like Castamere, he's good because I feel like he's a lot more tanky, and his kit seems to be a little more looks more melee than anything. Ratbag to me really feels like he should be a ranged support, but he's not. And I'm not entirely sold on him yet, but that's just because I only have him at level 6. I haven't really played with him much. But let's go ahead and move on to the next skill called Get Him Ranger. So here he's going to mark a target, and they will take 15% bonus damage for up to 5 seconds. And basic attacks against that target are going to heal the attacker for 598 health. That's similar to Castamere's ability where he puts the shield on, and during that period you're getting health back. But this will be for everyone in basic attacks. So this is a pretty cool ability. I think it has some good utility. Bonus damage is always nice, but I'm just not like completely blown away by it. I feel like a lot of the time, most people attacking it are going to be at full health, and there's only going to be maybe one person that's at less health. So in that regard, I think it's more for the bonus damage than anything. But yeah, it's not a bad skill by any means. So his third skill is where he really picks it up, and what makes him better than most characters in my opinion, because he has a flat, gives crit rating to all of his allies. Now this is kind of unique because not a lot of characters have something like this not on their tier 7 ability. So he's just going to give flat crit rating to all of his allies. It has nothing to do with subclasses. You don't have to be evil, you don't have to be an orc. Just boom, all your allies get a crit rating. And that seems like it's a pretty cool, unique ability. Not a lot of people have something like that as their third skill. So I think that kind of makes him good just because of that ability. Since you're looking like you're going to be a really burst damage or a heavy damage build because you have his crit rating matched with his catch, where you're taking with his Get Him Ranger, which is giving 15% bonus damage. So combining this, he looks to be like a very offensive-minded powerhouse. And if you were to combine him with Manipulator allies, his tier 7 skill is he increases the ability penetration of all the Manipulator allies, which is cool. You can definitely come up with a good evil build. We've covered Sauron as a mage for the Manipulators. So I'm liking Ratbag. I don't have enough experience with him, and the only reason I'm rating him as such is just because I honestly haven't got to play with him much at all. Another support who I haven't played with at all, but who's also a Manipulator, evil, and Mordor, is the Tower of Sauron. Now, besides just looking cool, I really like the look of this character. I have yet to unlock him, but let's go over his abilities. The only reason I'm rating him down lower as well is because I just haven't played him. But please let me know in the comments your experience with Tower of Sauron. Alright, so let's take a look at Tower of Sauron. His max power is 10,037, a little higher than Ratbag, and his first ability is called Morgul's Sphere. Tower of Sauron pulls enemies towards the center of a target area after 1 second. Enemies within that area are going to be dealt a bunch of damage. So this is pretty cool. You can maybe come up with some wombo combos where you pull everybody in, jam all your AoE abilities on them at the same time. This ability is going to do damage. It's going to be a real bursty, skill-based ability. I think that's kind of what's lacking skills of this game. There's not much skill to it. The 3 skills you can't really control per se. only control your power 1 skill. Power 1 skill is usually pretty straight to the point, and that's it. It's usually damage or just heal. In this case, you can set things up with other abilities, and I think that's kind of what's lacking. Characters, I really hope that Warner Brothers continues to make characters with cool skills like this. You can, chain things together and make little plays. So I really love this skill. I really wish I had this character to see how he is, but that seems real fun to me. I'm always a big fan of the pull mechanics. Scorpion in Mortal Kombat. You got your Threshes from League of Legends. I just really always enjoy the hooks. Hooks are always fun. So let's take a look at Life Drain here. Tower of Sauron deals some damage to an enemy, then heals an ally 2,600 health. So this is cool. Basically, he's going to spike damage on somebody and then heal someone else for some health. I don't know the targeting, how that works, but you can never go wrong with just heals going out constantly. I don't know the timing of these. There's not a lot of information of how they trigger, but you can't go wrong with doing a spike damage and healing somebody as a support. So that seems like a pretty straightforward skill. Now, here is Master of Pain. Master of Pain is kind of the opposite of Ratbag, where Ratbag was giving a buff out to everyone on his team. Tower of Sauron is doing Master of Pain, which debuffs all enemies. So this is another kind of skill that you don't see a lot of in the game as of right now. He's going to decrease all the ability defense of enemies by 933. That's pretty cool. I think that really goes hand in hand with his Morgul Sphere. Going to bring a lot of guys that do AoE, a lot of heavy ability damage spells, maybe like pair him with a Gandalf, a Saruman, Shalab, any of the mages, even like some of the melee splash damage characters like Lothariel. But so with the ability defense going down, plus his Morgul Sphere bringing everybody in, plus an AoE, I feel like you can do some sick wombo combos with Tower of Sauron. I'd love to hear your guys' story of what you've been doing with him. I think he's super cool. Let's take a look at his last skill, and let's not pretend like we're going to be able to pronounce this correctly. The Black Numenorian. So this ability, he increases the ability penetration of all evil allies by 565. So we are talking a sick AoE evil team that you can put together with this guy. I'm thinking, Saruman. I'm thinking probably the Hand of Sauron, and maybe even someone like Gandalf or anybody else that just brings a lot of AoE to the table. I think there's a lot of potential with this ability. His kit just screams to be built around. Now, that's the only reason why I don't think he's high. It's because he's more of a build-around character. The only other thing he's bringing to the table that helps your team is just his Life Drain ability, which by no stretch is bad. But yeah, that's the only reason I want to see him. I don't see him that high, but I also don't have any experience with this character. That is it for Tower of Sauron. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next guy. Let's take a look at Hollis. Now, Hollis, very interesting to me. I'm starting to level him up now. I have him too high, but his overall max power is a lot lower than other supports. You see here he's 9,864 max. He's got a lot of the popular subcategories: Leader, Gondor, Ringbearer, and Ranger and Men. And let's take a look at his first ability, which I think is the one. Heals all allies and then increases their attack speed for by 25% per 5 seconds. That seems really good, especially since a lot of abilities trigger off of like every 4th hit, every 5th hit. You're gonna pop this. You're gonna give your whole team attack speed. You're gonna do things like give Galadriel her AoE burst after she hits his units. It goes well with some of the healers if you're gonna run 2 healer comps, which I'm not a fan of. But you could do something like, for example, Ratbag and him. You're gonna give him healing. You're gonna give you a healing for guys you hit when you hit the marked target, and he's gonna increase the attack speed, which is gonna increase the amount of healing. While that seems cool, like I said, typically only one person's damage, so that kind of combo is not something I'm super interested in, but the attack speed is always good. Let's move on. Suppression.
He's going to deal damage to an enemy over 4.5 seconds, reduces their movement speed and attack speed by 25% that duration. I started saying 50 because in my head I'm already thinking of combinations. You can suppress, which lowers their movement speed and attack speed by 25, and your rallying cry, which increases yours by 25. So it's like a big that's a big boost right there. You're dropping theirs 25 and you're going up 25. So you're double dipping. You're making a really good combination. The skills, these two play off of each other really well, and I do like this. Ambush tactics. He reduces the dodge of all enemies by 453. Another support style passive against enemies seems okay. I don't have hard numbers on dodging and how much it happens or how much is 450. We don't have that hard number stuff just yet. But you can never go wrong with debuffing the enemy team. And finally, he increases the attack of all rangers by 589. Now, obviously, this leads way to cause some combos with somebody like. Of course, you have Talion. You can increase his attack. Any of the rangers are gonna benefit well off of this. Seems like a pretty standard passive. Nothing crazy. It starts you off with a build around, so obviously you're going to look to build around the unit someone like Aragorn, who I wish I had, but I don't yet. So he's a ranger. He triggers well off of it. He increases free people's attack, so you can do a sweet little free people ranger men group. It's going to be good when you get these all these characters unlocked and you can start making better teams. But I feel like most people as of now are in the same me where they have majority men characters, some elves mixed in, not a lot of evil. So yeah, you're going to be working with what you got. If you have started getting Hollis early, I think he's a really great healer. I don't think there's anything wrong with him at all. And I'm excited to level him up. He's probably my next guy I'm going to level up. Let's move on. Let's go ahead and take a look at Castamere. Now, Castamere is one of my highest level characters. He's easy to farm because he's in the first node and fourth node of the first hard set of missions. Obviously, that's good. So anybody that's easy to farm is going to be better than someone that's hard to farm. So his rating is high just because of his accessibility, the fact that you can make him very high level power very soon. And let's go ahead and take a look at his ability. So his first ability is Gondorian Resolve. Protects an ally from 10,173 damage and all negative status effects for 5 seconds. While shielded, the basic attacks heal them for 847. So let's think about this. Some numbers we've already seen. You're getting a 10,000 damage shield, which is basically healing, and you're going to negate negative status effects, which isn't really prevalent in the game right now, but will be come PvP and probably harder missions. And you're healing for every basic attack for a good chunk of health. Now, this is not a max level ability. Before we were looking at max level abilities. This is only level 45. And he's already healing them higher than some abilities. And this huge damage shield. And the protection from negative status effects. I think this is probably the best single target support skill so far. That's just my opinion. Any discussion. So Inspire, he has another heal that just is going to go off and increases their attack speed for 10% by 5 seconds. So boom, he's going to heal. Going to have Gondorian Resolve, which is also going to heal on the attack. You're attacking faster because of this. So these two skills just really are great together. It really helps against a tank. If you want to run a 3 melee 1 range comp, you can do that with him. He has a lot of utility. Just really good. And here we go again. He's giving another big boost of just armor and ability defense to all allies. Another team-wide buff. Can't go wrong with these. So yeah, this is interesting as well. And this is really big. Health is usually one of the bigger things in PvP. It's going to give the health of all warrior allies 1352 at this level. So there's a lot of warriors in the game.
giving all your warriors a big boost of health is pretty sweet. You have obviously Baranor, who's a warrior, and he triggers off of Chain of Command, which gives leader allies. So you combine these guys together, he's a leader. That's already an awesome frontline Castamere Baranor. I think almost everybody that's playing the game knows that. They're two of the guys you get early. Just a great combo. It's going to get you far into the game. And I think he's going to have a lot of implications whenever we get tournaments. And let's finalize this with Lady Marwan, who I believe is probably tie with Castamere. She's also very accessible. You're going to get her right out of the gate. Her skills are just really good. She's going to have an AoE target heal. Allies in an area are going to gain 6 seconds. So once again, this is not max level. So it's just a ground targeted AoE. You have to be careful with it. Sometimes your characters will run out of it. So be sure to target it when you know they're going to be standing in it for a while. Or you're going to have to micromanage your units to keep them inside of the heal. Once you have 2 healers that can just keep people alive so long, you're going to outpace and you're going to outdamage and outsurvive the enemies. I've done that on some harder missions. But let's take a look. Power Siphoning here is the second ability. Lowers the might of nearby enemies. She deals 4,730 damage to her current target and then stuns them for 2 seconds. Stuns, I don't have to tell you, are awesome. Amazing in PvP. They're amazing in PvP. Crowd control is just a sought after element in any MMO, any game. Stuns, crowd controls are huge. This is one. Unfortunately, you can't control it, but it'll always come at a good time. It'll always come on the guy you're targeting, not random or anything. So this is an amazing skill. You want to stun lock somebody in the back, you can just have Lady Marwan start working them down. Okay, Vigilance. She's going to increase the ability defense of all allies by 7. Heal buff to your team. And then she can raise the ability power of all man allies by 120. I think this is a really good skill because, like I said in the beginning, everybody is man. You have Baranor is man. Alien is man. They all have really powerful abilities. Even Lariel I use because she has a really as men too. So the ability power is only on skills. It's going to come in handy. Galadriel, unfortunately, is elf. But you can see the makings of a very simple man team here with Baranor, Castamere. Like I said, if you want to run a 3 heal comp and throw somebody in with high damage, it can work. Like maybe Talion or Lothariel, another man character that has a lot of AoE. But yeah, you can definitely do some sick damage with that. And that's it, guys. Those are the supports that are in the game right now. Let me know what you guys think. Which supports are you using? Which supports do you like? Once again, I really appreciate everyone coming out to the channel. I've been getting a lot of subscribers, a lot of viewers, a lot of great feedback. I will be doing a 24-hour live stream for Extra Life charity. The details of that will be in the description below. Anybody can donate. It all goes to charity. I don't see a single dime of it, and I do it once a year. Last year I made like $300. So I usually make between $200 and $300 a year. It all goes to children's charity. It's a great charity organization. They've raised, I believe it's over $3 million. I don't remember the number. But you can go to extralife.org, read about the great work that they do, and the great work that other gamers like you out there do. So be sure to stop by on the stream, which will be November 4th, which is this coming Saturday. I don't know when I'll start, but check the channel, probably tweet it out, and you guys can be hang out with me. We won't be playing Shadow War all day, obviously, because we can't play Shadow War hours. But we got a lot of big things coming up. I want to showcase Archeage Begins, which is another game similar to this. Lineage 2 Revolution is coming out very soon. We're going to get North American server on the 15th of November. I'll probably be making 2. And anything else that you guys want to play together, we can jam something together. It'll be a lot of fun. So, alright guys, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, take care.